I dispose of this first?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Honorable Junet. You have a point, so that we don't treat the matter casually. I'll deliver a considered ruling so that we can set the record straight and lay some precedent on the matter in line with Article 114 of the Constitution and in line with the very strong judgment from the Supreme Court. I'll deliver that direction on the first day of sitting after the recess. In the meantime, that bill is stayed from being listed for first reading. Yes, Majority Leader?
Honourable Speaker, thank you for your guidance, and let me also thank the Leader of Minority for that point of order. Because, Honourable Speaker, as he says, and this is not in any way to belittle the work of the Senate, but as the Leader of Minority has said, the Supreme Court has already given us guidance on what mandate each of the houses have under the Constitution, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, the House, through the Sports Committee, is in the process of mediating on the gaming and lottery bill. And we had the same problems, Honourable Speaker, amendments that have money bill effect being sneaked in through the Senate, Honourable Speaker. And we have been very firm, and I want to ask members of the Sports Committee, those who are in the Mediation Committee, that nothing relating to taxation should be entertained coming from the other house, because they have no mandate under the Constitution to touch on anything touching on money bills. And maybe also to advise them, when they have legislative proposals that have money bill effect, to partner with members of this House to co-sponsor those bills, because our standing orders and theirs also allow co-sponsoring. And they would have simply allowed that bill to be co-sponsored by a senator and a member of parliament, be initiated from this House before it goes to their House, so that we don't have this back and forth, Honourable Speaker, but we will await your very reasoned ruling on the matter. And I do hope that since they are also watching, that they'll be well guided, that anything touching on money bill, because we had the same problem, as I said, when we were mediating on that betting and lottery bill. A lot of amendments being put in the Senate that had money bill effect, some touching on tax matters, and they have no mandate absolutely on tax matters, Honourable Speaker. Thank you.
Leader, and you know some of them have even been misreading the Constitution to insist that appropriations bills should go to the House. Next order.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
To issue his Thursday statement so that he can be able to attend to other matters.
Honourable Speaker, first I will lay the following paper. Honourable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 30th April 2025, afternoon sitting. One is the judiciary's budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025 and the medium term, and the following accompanying documents from the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary. One, the recurrent and development expenditure for the vote 1261. Two is a medium term expenditure framework, MTEF sector report for the financial year 2025-2026 to 2027-2028. And 3, the program performance budget report for the financial year 2025-2026 to 2027-2028. 2, Honourable Speaker, is reports of the Auditor General and the financial statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2024 and the certificates therein in respect of the following: Alupe University, Bandari Maritime Academy, Bukura Agricultural College, Cooperative University of Kenya, Garissa University, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, Kaimosi Friends University, Karatina University, Kenya Coast National Polytechnic, Kenya Medical Training College, Kenya Utalii College, Kisumu National Polytechnic, Koitalel University College, Laikipia University, Lugari Diploma Teachers Training College, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Mosoriot Teachers Training College, National Defense University of Kenya, Northeastern National Polytechnic, Nyandarua National Polytechnic, Open University of Kenya, Rongo University, Shanzu Teachers Training College, St. Paul's Kibabii Diploma Teachers Training College, Taita Taveta University, Techno University of Kenya, the Eldoret National Polytechnic, Sigalagala National Polytechnic, and lastly, Turkana University College. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to lay.
Member, Parliamentary Service Commission, Patrick Macau, CBS MP.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, April 30, 2025, afternoon sitting. And these are the estimates of recurring and development expenditure of the Parliamentary Service Commission for the year ending 30th June 2026 and projections for 2026, 2027, and 2028. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next, Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Health.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 30th April 2025. These are reports of the Departmental Committee on Health on its consideration of 1, the Kenya Institute of Primate Research Bill, National Bill number 25 of 2024, and 2, the Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Bill, Senate Bill number 17 of 2023. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Chairperson, Public Petitions Committee.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 30th April 2025. Reports of the Public Petitions Committee on its consideration of, number 1, Public Petition number 10 of 2023 by the Honorable Mary Wamaua MP regarding settlement of residents of Mudanga Farm. Number 2, Public Petition number 40 of 2023 by the Center for Accountability, Reform and Democracy regarding delimitation of electoral units. Number 3, Public Petition number 46 of 2023 by the Honorable Peter Mbogo MP regarding payment of retirement dues and pension for retired teachers. And lastly, number 4, Public Petition number 47 of 2023 by the Honorable Charles Ngusia MP regarding deployment of classroom teachers as head teachers in schools across the country. And lastly, number 5, Public Petition number 53 of 2023 by the Honorable John Bwire MP regarding access to national parks by livestock grazers during drought. Honorable Speaker, I beg to play.
Thank you. Next next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7.
Hold there. Junet, you have your notice? Okay. Alert me when it's here. Okay, go to next.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable members, we have, I had already said I'll allow the Majority Leader to deliver his Thursday statement. Thereafter, we're expecting 2 Cabinet Secretaries, the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport. Once we finish with the Majority Leader, if they are within, we can have them to come and dispose of the matters. Then we have a lot of requests for statements. Being the last day of the sitting of this particular segment of the session, before we go on recess, I'll allow each and every one of you to make your requests before we go to the formal orders on the order paper. So, Majority Leader, you may proceed. After that, Clerk, you go and read out order number 8 so that we put the question. And you'll advise if the ministers we're expecting are within Parliament.
Order number 8, special motion, consideration of nominees for appointment as members of the Board of Central Bank of Kenya. Question to be put.
Hold, you take your seat. You've called out which order? Number 8. Commissioner Makau, take your seat. Honourable members, I'll now put the question at order number 8, which is that taking into consideration the findings of the Joint Committee of the National Assembly Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning and the Senate Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the approval hearing of nominees for appointment as members of the Board of Central Bank of Kenya laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 29th April 2025, and pursuant to sections 11(2) of the Central Bank of Kenya Act, Cap 491, this House approves the appointment of the following nominees as members of the Board of Central Bank of Kenya: FCPA Sophie Muturi, CPA Abdullahi Muhammad Abdi, Ms. Beatrice Kosgei, and Mr. David Simpson Osawa Owor. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honourable members, for the general direction, when we have ministers coming to answer questions, we only deal with questions that are listed on the order paper. I'm addressing this to Honourable Basil. If you file a question and it's not on the order paper, it is not fair, neither is it reasonable, to spring it to a minister on the floor of this House when he or she has not come with a prepared answer. It is different from requesting for statements that I'll allow you any time, even if you bring a statement while I'm seated here. I'll approve it for you to request as long as it looks reasonable and lawful. So in future, if you have any questions, Honourable Basil and others, try before we start the House to go to the table office. If the table office doesn't help you, go to the clerk's office. If the clerk's office doesn't help you, go to the speaker's office. And we'll be able to help you have your question properly forwarded to the cabinet secretary so that they come with reasoned responses to the House. I hope we are clear with that. Can you, Leader of Majority?
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2a, I rise to give the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 29th April 2025, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honourable Speaker, as members will note, tomorrow shall be a public holiday, and in this regard, the House is scheduled to proceed for a 3-week-long recess and resume its regular sittings on Tuesday, 27th May 2025, in line with our House calendar. As we proceed on the recess, the House still awaits reports on various business referred to committees. The recess period, therefore, will give committees ample time to expedite consideration of business pending before them, as this is a working recess. Honorable Speaker, upon resumption, the House shall continue with the consideration at second reading of the Political Parties Amendment number 2 Bill, Senate Bill number 26 of 2024, should it not be concluded today. Additionally, debate will also be undertaken on the following motions, should they not be concluded today. 1, the third report on consideration of the audited accounts of specified state corporations. 2, report on consideration of the audited accounts of state corporations from Central Region. 3, consideration of sessional paper number 7 of 2024 on the National Sanitation Management Policy. And 4, consideration of comprehensive economic partnership agreement between the Republic of Kenya and the United Arab Emirates. Having said that, Honorable Speaker, allow me to also speak to the matter regarding the court case on the Road Maintenance Levy Fund, RMLF. As members may be aware, a constitutional petition and an application for conservatory orders, both dated 16th August 2024, were filed in the High Court by 5 petitioners, that is Isa Elanyi Chamao, Patrick Karani Ekirapa, Paul Ngeyuo Kirui, and the International Legal Consultancy Group Limited, and the Council of County Governors. The petition challenges the constitutionality of the decision of the National Assembly made on 28 September 2023 to remove county governments as a beneficiary of RMLF. It also challenges another decision of the National Assembly made on 13 August 2020, removing county governments as beneficiaries of Kenya shillings 10,522,211,853 shillings, conditional grants from the funds derived from RMLF in the financial year 2024-2025. The petitioners further challenge the constitutionality of KERA and KURA on the grounds that they infringe on the functions of county governments. Furthermore, that the decisions of the National Assembly were made without public participation or consultation with the Senate. The petitioners, Honorable Speaker, also allege that Section 47 of the Kenya Roads Act number 2 of 2007 and Section 6 of the Kenya Roads Board Act 1999 do not meet the threshold of the Constitution, as they do not recognize county governments, thus undermining devolution. Honorable Speaker, the petitioners are seeking several declarations and orders inter alia. 1, a declaration that Section 47 of the Kenya Roads Act number 2 of 2007 and Section 6 of the Kenya Roads Board Act of 1999 are unconstitutional for undermining devolution. 2, that the National Assembly's decisions of 28 September 2023 and 13 August 2024, which remove county governments as beneficiaries of RMLF and as beneficiary of the Kenya shillings 10,522,211,853 for the financial years 2024-2025 and financial year 2025-2026, be deemed as illegal and unconstitutional and therefore quashed. 3, the court compelled the Kenya Roads Board to disburse to the county governments the sum of Kenya shillings 10.522 billion due to them for the financial year 2024-2025. 4, an injunction to prevent the continued exclusion of counties from RMLF funding and to stop the Kenya Roads Board from funding the Kenya Urban Roads Authority and the Kenya Rural Roads Authority, KERA, through the RMLF. The Kenya Roads Board and Cabinet Secretary Roads and the Transport, the Attorney General and Parliament to amend the Kenya Roads Board Act of 1999 to include county governments as... Honorable Speaker, if you can protect me from the loud consultations behind me. And this is a matter that I have seen many of us agitate on, but few now are paying attention.
Honorable member leaning next to another member. Who is that?
Major Bashir.
Major Bashir. A retired major. Take your seat.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Major retired is a retired major. That is why he's leaning, not standing at attention. 6, Honorable Speaker, is an order directing the Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport and the Attorney General to reclassify all roads in Kenya within 12 months to align with the constitutionally permissible framework, national trunk roads and county roads. On the 19th of August 2024, the court granted conservatory orders suspending the decision of the National Assembly of 13th August 2024 not to recognize and or remove county governments as beneficiaries of the RMLF in the financial year 24-25, and the decision of the National Assembly to further remove county governments as beneficiaries of the 10.5 billion conditional grants from funds derived from the RMLF in the financial year 24-25. Subsequently, the petition was heard before the High Court on 7th April 2025 and judgment reserved for 28th April, which was yesterday. However, before the judgment could be delivered, the parties to the petition agreed to enter into a consent to suspend the delivery of judgment in order to allow for an out-of-court settlement and conclusion of the legislative process in respect of the county government's additional allocation bill 2025, which this House passed last week. The matter came up before the High Court on 28th April, again yesterday, where the consent was adopted as an order of the court with directions that the matter be mentioned on the 19th of May 2025 to update the court on the progress of negotiations. For the benefit of the member for Kajiado, women for Kajiado, I have said that the Honorable Court yesterday adopted the consent, and the matter will be mentioned on the 19th of May 2025 to update the court on the progress of negotiations. Honorable Speaker, I'm repeating that so that it is clear to members to understand where we are, so that even as we engage with this matter, because I'm aware the CS in charge of transport is lined up to appear before the House, so that we are measured, that we are in a process of negotiating. And it is important that when you're in a process of negotiating, we are very measured in the manner of things that we do and say. Honorable Speaker, in light of these developments, the House leadership has scheduled a meeting on 5th May 2025 with the Council of Governors to deliberate on the matters arising out of the court case with the aim of a settlement of the case out of court. As I conclude, Honorable Speaker, allow me to take this 5th of May. Allow me to take this opportunity on behalf of the House Business Committee to wish all members a restful period as they spend time with their families during this short working recess. Members will remember that this is supposed to be the long recess, which would have been about 4 to 5 weeks. We have since cut it to 3 weeks to allow us to be back in time to process the budget for the next financial year, and also for members to be around during the National Prayer Breakfast, which is slated, as Honorable Speaker, you said in your communication earlier, for the benefit of those who are not in the House, on the 29th of May, which is the first Thursday after we resume. Therefore, wish all of you a good recess as we embark on this very short recess of 3 weeks, which is also a working recess. Many of our committees will be sitting to consider the budget estimates, that some of which I've just tabled and others that will be tabled later this afternoon. With that, I now wish to lay this statement on the floor of the House, and thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, allow me to acknowledge in the Speaker's gallery St. Catherine Girls Secondary School from Bomet East, Bomet County. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Yes, Richard Yegon, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the students from St. Catherine Girls from Bomet East. It happened that they are just coming from my doorstep, and I had not realized that they were coming from my constituency. So, Mr. Speaker, I would like to tell the students from my constituency that it is good that they have come to benchmark here. And being here, means they are going to work very hard, and in the near future, most of them are going to join these August Scouts, or one or two of them will join. I want to encourage them to that before they go back home. Just try to learn a lot by moving around, seeing all what's happening here, so that in the near future you get an encouragement here so that you can go places in the near future. I want to wish you well and welcome to this August House. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Clerk, call back order number 6 for the minority leader to give notice of motion.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, I'm happy the issue of RLMF is taking another direction.
Yes.
Direction of negotiation, consultation, engagement, not the way it was before, only the court.
Yes.
So, Mr. Speaker, I beg to give a notice of motion on the establishment of an ad hoc committee on a framework for the streamlining and consolidation of education funding in the country for purpose of provision of free and compulsory basic education through National Education Fund. Aware that the Kenya Vision 2030 was rolled out with the aim of transforming Kenya into a newly industrializing, middle-income country, providing a high quality of life to all its citizens by 2030. Appreciating that education is a crucial compound of accelerating the realization of Vision 2030, hence Article 43.1 and 53.1b of the Constitution entitles every child to the right to free and compulsory basic education. Noting that the government provides capitation per child towards free primary education and subsidized secondary and tertiary education, which is supplemented by funds from household contributions, grants, donations, levies, charities, scholarships, and bursaries, including those from Presidency, Ministry of Education, the National Government, Constituency Development Fund, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, and county governments. Cognizant that despite the constitutional provision on free basic education and the framework for financing education, parents and guardians still bear significant cost for boarding, meals, supplementary learning materials, and infrastructural development, necessitating bursary support for needy students, Mr. Speaker. Concerned that the multiplicity of channels and standards involved in education financing contributes to multiple allocation of bursaries and scholarships to single beneficiaries, disadvantaging deserving students. Further, concerned that the process of allocation and distribution of bursary funds and the identification of beneficiaries for bursaries and scholarships lacks transparency and clear eligibility criteria, and the application and processing procedures do not provide for established appeal mechanisms for resources by students denied bursary or scholarship awards. Acknowledging that the absence of a comprehensive database of students in basic and higher education hampers the effective and equitable distribution, disbursement, and utilization of bursaries and scholarships, and the current funding model, including insufficient government capitation, exacerbates this issue. Considering that the education financing models are currently designed, particularly the disbursement of bursaries and scholarships, is fragmented, uncoordinated, and inefficient, leading to duplication, incompetencies, lack of accountability, and overlapping mandates among multiple government and private entities, including between the national government and county governments, contrary to the fourth schedule to the Constitution. Deeply concerned that lack of a unified and comprehensive framework on allocation, issuance, administration, coordination, synchronization, management, and oversight of education funding, particularly bursaries and scholarships, in sync with government capitation, not only causes duplication, incompetencies, and and accountability, but also hampers the realization of free and compulsory basic education in Kenya. Appreciating that the education funding, including capitation, bursaries, and scholarships, play a vital role in supplementing funding for enhancing access to free education, particularly for children from disadvantaged backgrounds, hence contributing to the realization of a universal basic education. Now, therefore, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 259C, the House, Mr. Speaker, my eyes is failing me. Mr. Speaker, the House resolves to establish an ad hoc select committee to review the current education funding administration processes in the country and recommend a unified, comprehensive, and sustainable framework for the purposes of facilitating free and compulsory education at the primary, secondary, and tertiary levels. B, approves following terms of reference to guide the ad hoc select committee in undertaking the mandate. 1, conduct a situational analysis of all existing education funds at national and county levels, map and analyze all existing education-related funds, including government capitation, bursaries, and scholarships and grants, assess the legal, institutional, financial, and operational aspects of the current education fund administration in the country, review existing policies, procedures, and best practices related to education fund administration, both locally and internationally, engage stakeholders, including students, education institutions, funding bodies, including private sector partners, and relevant government departments, identify overlaps, inefficiencies, and gaps in the current education funding system, propose a governance and operational structure for a unified education fund, including funding support from the private sector, develop for fund allocation, access, and reporting, propose an efficient, accountable, equitable, inclusive, comprehensive, and sustainable framework aligned with the National Education Goals and Vision 2030, propose criteria for eligibility, selection, disbursement of education funds, recommend monitoring and evaluation mechanism to ensure transparency and accountability in the disbursement of education funds, propose a bill to establish a unified legal and institutional frameworks to govern the sustainable funding of basic education, university education, and tertiary education and connected purposes, and any other attendant matters. Resolve the ad hoc select committee reports to the House within 90 days after its appointment, approves the following members to the ad hoc select committee. 1, Honorable Junet Mohammed, EGH MP, Honorable Lesuda Josephine Naisula, OGW MP, Honorable Otucho Mary Emase MP, Honorable Mule Stephen Mutinda MP, Honorable Karuria Elijah Njoroge MP, Honorable Siat Amin Udgon MP, Honorable Omboko Milema Jeremiah MP, Honorable Obara Eva Kiny MP, Honorable Mukhwana Titus Kamala MP, Honorable Dr. Mamwacha Onchoke Charles MP, Honorable Gisairo Cliff Ombane MP, Honorable Karitho Kiili Daniel MP, Honorable Caroline Jepto Ngelechei MP, Honorable Kiboro Kiruben MP, Honorable Jen Kagiri Wangeshi MP, Honorable Adan Kainan MP, and Honorable Amina Munyasi MP. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Order. Order, Kandir. Order, Kandir. Order, Kandir. Honorable Kandir. Order. Order. Order, members. Order, members. Order. Honorable Kandir. Honorable Kandir, this is not a rally situation. This is a parliament. Will you leave the chamber now, Honorable Kandir, for the rest of the day? Will you take leave of the chamber? Order. Honorable Kandir, just take your leave. When your temper is cooled, I'll allow you back when we resume. Quietly leave the chamber. Order, Honorable Kandir. Will you leave the chamber now? Honorable Kandia, if you don't leave, you'll be assisted to leave. You know very well, honorable members, that this is the last resort that the chair and the speaker will resort to. Honorable Kandia has been a distinguished and respectable member of this house. I don't know what he had for lunch today. Yes, Honorable Osoro at order number. Yes, Bowen, what is it about?
Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to support the statement or the motion by...
Order, Honorable Bowen, take your seat. You are a very senior member of this House. Under what standing order do you support a notice of motion? It's a notice of motion. You wait, you'll debate it and support as loudly and boisterously as you wish. Under order number 7, we go back to order number 7. I have been requested by the majority whip to give him 3-4 minutes to request for a statement. All members with requests for statements, you will do so after we have finished with the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the CS Rhodes. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 44, 2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding mining machinery belonging to the Rio Kavirondo Limited, seized at Rongo Police Station in Migori County. Honorable Speaker, the Rio Kavirondo Limited is a Kenyan registered mining company with recognized and valid licenses. Since 2021, the company has been actively involved in legitimate mining activities and other matters related to mining rights and land ownership, and particularly in Migori County and other parts of Western Kenya. However, Honorable Speaker, in 2023, the company's mining machinery was confiscated and taken to Rongo Police Station in Migori County, where it has been stored to date. This is despite there being no active court case or ongoing investigation concerning the equipment, and notwithstanding the company being the sole legitimate holder of a mining license in the region. Honorable Speaker, the Constitution of Kenya guarantees every person for freedom, the freedom to engage in lawful business and economic activities, including the right to establish, operate, and manage businesses without unlawful interference. The seizure and continued retention of the mining machinery belonging to the Rio Kavirondo Limited is a deprivation of their property rights and a threat to the company's survival. Honorable Speaker, it is in this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following: reasons why the mining machinery belonging to Rio Kavirondo Limited has been held at Rongo Police Station since 2023, despite there being no active court case or ongoing investigation concerning the equipment. Action being put in place by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration to release the machinery to enable the company to proceed with its mining activities, and the timeline for the release of the said machinery. And finally, Honorable Speaker, measures being taken by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration to ensure the protection of economic and social rights and guarantee the freedom of entrepreneurs to engage in lawful economic activities. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members. We have the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Who is your chairperson of, was it security? Yes, Tongoyo.
Honorable Speaker, we're able to give the response the first week once we resume from recess.
The first week is crowded. Do the second week.
Yeah, but nevertheless, Honorable Speaker, we had also discussed with a concerned member so that I can able maybe to reach to the IG and see whether they can have the intervention, considering that the recess may be a little bit long.
Honorable members, yes, Kisairo?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to seek your indulgence on an issue that is perturbing a number of members. On 16th, while the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury was here, he did promise that he will send 7 billion on or before 29th. Honorable Speaker, we are going for a long recess. The majority leader wished us a very restful break and interaction with our constituents, which I can promise will not happen, Honorable Speaker, because as at today, that money has not even been processed from Treasury. And I would like to seek your indulgence that while we are engaging the Prime Cabinet Secretary, you can instruct someone from that side of the leadership to get in touch with Treasury so that when we are done, we get a comprehensive response. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, if we proceed on recess, we are likely not to see the CDF money until the time we come back. This has been the same game that I've always raised, that we are given dates that coincide with our recess, and we'll end up having the financial year completed with us having not received even 50%
You've made your
of our
point.
CDF. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You made your point. We'll give you some communication in the course of the sitting this afternoon. Which we will communicate in the course of the afternoon. Honorable members, before we invite the PCS, I have Order Kainan. Honorable members, I have a short communication. Guidance on consideration of the budget estimates for financial year 20